Once the Data Capture Manager has approved the new business plan update, you are able to log back into the system and continue with the project update. We can now see on the business plan tab, if we expand it, we can see that the new amount and new version of the business plan has been approved. Like I had said earlier, I'm now going to take you through to external expenses. We have already done business plan, expenditure, and beneficiaries. So, external expenses. These are additional expenses which are part of the EPWP project. Expenditure usually relates to working days as well as training associated with EPWP projects. However, the external expenses relate indirectly to the projects. These may be transport costs for beneficiaries to and from work. On my project, I do not have any external costs to provide. We now look at milestones. In this tab, this is where you would update major milestones of the project. Based on my information provided in the simplified form, I do not have this information available. We now look at infrastructure outputs. Infrastructure outputs relate to the information we provided in the initial business plan capture in stage 3. As you know, we completed the measurement of output to be square meterage of buildings. So we're looking at how much building space has been restored. On a monthly basis, the Data Capture Manager is able to update the achieved value for that month of the project. I'm going to update this for the month of July 2014. A pop-up will appear after you press the Edit button. As you can see, the information has been pre-populated. Therefore, by choosing the achieved date, and as I said, it would be July 2014, I'm going to choose the end of July. I'm then also going to complete the amount of work completed during that time. Once you have completed this information, you are able to save it to the system. As you can see, it then calculates the percentage that has been achieved for the lifespan of the project. If you do this from a month-to-month basis, you eventually reach the target value. We now move on to training. If there is any training associated to the project, this is where you would update the information using the Edit button. The information would be provided in a simplified form. As you can see, on my project, there is no training provided. Therefore, we move on. We now move on to labor. As you can see, the labor tab has been pre-populated with information provided in the business plan capture as well as the beneficiary capture. The business plan capture information is found in the minimum daily wage, which is 100 Rand, and we had captured this in the business plan. The beneficiary capture also played a part in this pre-population, where it told us how many adult men, adult women, youth men, youth women, disabled persons are working on the project, as you can see. The last tab is related to evidence. This is also the most important tab. The evidence tab relates to samples of evidence that you would provide on a monthly basis, like timesheets for every beneficiary for the days worked of that month. The data capturer would provide this information as proof of work performed. This would be used for the audit trail of the project. I'm now going to upload a timesheet for the month of July for the year 2014. Once you have uploaded all the relevant evidence for this project, you are able to move on to the next step. The next step would be project completion. We would only move on to this step once we are sure that we have completed the project for all the months concerned, including the extension of the project.